What's up guys, Amar here, and in this lesson I will be showing you loops. So what are loops used for? Well, let's say you want to print out, so let's say print, and then you want to print out I am noob at programming 10 times. You will need to copy it and then paste that 10 times in a row. And then you will have, when you have 10, then it will be print out 10 times. Well, as you can see, that's hard coding. For that reason, we have our loops. So they are called, but the most common used loop, and I think the most popular is for. So you type in for, open these brackets, and then open and close curly brackets. Now here you need to put a statement. So first we call it int, usually it goes int I equals to 0. Then we put a semicolon. I is less than some number. So let's say we want to put something 10 times. And then put it again semicolon and say I plus plus. So what does this mean? Well, first we put our int I to be 0. Whenever our I is less than 10, you're gonna loop to code. So we're gonna use the whatever we typed in here, and then we're gonna say I plus plus. So our I is not anymore 0 but 1. So let's say we say print, and we print number I is at, and we put plus I. So let's say like this. I'm gonna explain here, then I'm gonna show you an example. First we put our I to be 0. Then we initiate this, so print number I is at, and the first it will be print out to be, I just put comments here, 0. So first going to be 0. Come on, 0. Then it goes I plus plus, that means our I, then it's 1. Then we initiate our print number, our print condition or code, then R is 2. Then 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, until we reach the end. So I'm going to show you an example here in our console. We can see now I'm waiting to compile it. So whenever I'm waiting here, always check the bottom right corner, so if I'm waiting till Unity compiles it. Now when I start our game, you will see in our console everything is printed out. So number 1 is at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, and there we have our 10 comments. So as you can see, our number starts from 0 till whatever number we put for. So remember, our for loops are starting from 0. So that's the one way of using a loop. Basically you're using loop to put some code or block, or one code or block, to do something repeatedly. Man, I'm bad at these. Repetitively. So as you saw right now, we print out some statement, or should I say number I is at that point for some time. Now another another loop is our while. I forgot to say something. We have should I say a shortcut for for loop. So type in for, then press 2 times tab, and as you can see, then you can change our I to be, let's say, X, length to be 10, and everything is naturally set for you. You just need to type in a code. So that's one quick tip for you that can maybe save you some time, but I do not know. And you can do that even for while loop. So while, as you can see, we have here true. So the difference between while loop and for loop, that while runs our code as our loop, of course, but here we put the statement to be either a true or a false. So if we wanted to print out the same code as we did here, we need to put something like int I equals to 0. So we put our 10 is equal, if our I is less than 10, this loop will be at. So I'm going to copy this. So every time our I is less than 10, our while loop will do as following. But remember, bookmark this, please. Do not run a while loop that has no end. It's gonna crash your program, application, in this case Unity. So if I did not put right now I++, my computer maybe, or just application would crash. I would show you an example for it, but I do not want to quit recording and it will take some time, and you got my point. So first we put an int I like we did here, then we say we put statement I needs to be less than 10, so I needs to be less than 10. We do our script, or our code, we do our code, and then we put I++. You will see one more option, and that is ++I, and that means first it will run a code, then will increment, or you can do increment first, then run our code. So up to you. It's probably somewhat the same, so it depends on the code a little bit. It's not the same, but the most of the times you will use I++. So now I'm going to show you an example of while loop. As I said, it's going to be the same, and I just need to pump this up so you can see better. And now if I run our game, you'll see number is at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that will be the end of it. I almost said 10, yeah, I almost said, but I did not, so it's fine. So as you can see, they are pretty much the same. There's a little difference between them, but I think the most of the time we will use our for loop. And but there will be example for that in our, color switch game, but you will see that too, of course. Now we have one more loop here, and that is do while. So it goes do, open and close curly brackets, and at the end of the curly brackets you type in while, then some statement and semicolon. So if we wanted to do the same as we did here, we will do if our while, our I, so I need to again put here, sorry about that slash, so int I equals, not 1, but int I equals to 0. Here we'll put if our I is less than 10. And here we need to put our code. So code goes, code goes in our do. So what's the difference between a while loop and a do while? Well, as you can see, our while starts with a while, but here it finishes with while. By saying that, our code will first run, then we'll reach and check if our statement is true or false. So the same thing we will do here, print our number, and then I increment our I. As you can see, these loops are pretty much self-explanatory, so you just need to read a code and everything else will be logical. Common sense, guys, just common sense. As you see, number is from 0 to 9. But here, as I said, we first run our code, then we check our while loop. So if I were to put here, let's say 10, or I don't think 11 is going to work, but I'm going to test it out with you guys. So if I put here 11, I think our code will run and it will say our I is at 11 and it will stop. Yeah. So that is a problem for now. Because we want to type in only number that is up to 10. But there will be the cases where you will need do while code. I mean, in this course particularly, I did not use it, but I'm sure you will see that somewhere, and I needed to explain it. Because let's say you see this code and you were like, I watched the C# tutorials, I did some projects, I did this, did all of that, and then I do not know what do while is. My instructor is a bad instructor, and I do not want to do that. I mean, hell man, I do not want that to happen to me. That's what I want to say. So guys, that will be pretty much everything for do while loop. And one thing that I again want to say, please, when you're doing a while loop, do not miss a code that needs to put our while to be into false, because that will crash your program, project, application, game, whatever you have. So guys, that will be it, as I said, for loops, and until next time, I'm out.